Hi, this is Mitali Nikore and I'm the founder of Nikore Associates, and this is the third video in my video series explaining the Union Budget 2021-22. Now, in the first video, I explained the overall quantum of the Union Budget, and in the second one, I pointed out certain ministries which had actually gained this year, and certain ministries which actually lost out and their allocations came down and I think that some of it reflects the new post-COVID realities, and in certain other cases, maybe it was just a matter of constrained fiscal space. Now, one of the things I wanted to look at more closely in this video was the health expenditure. And, the finance minister in her speech talked about the increase in the overall budget for health and well-being by 137%. And, she also talked about the Atmanirbhar Swasth Yojana. So I want to talk about both of these things in this video. So when she says that there was an increase of 2 lakh crores or 2.2 lakh crores in that sense was being allocated towards health and well-being, there are actually 4 ministries which are affected, or rather part of this health and well-being expenditure basket. The first ministry is the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, which includes the Department of Health and Family Welfare and the Department of Health Research. The second is the Ministry of Ayush. And the third is the Ministry of Drinking Water and Sanitation. So, because of increases across these 3 ministries, it is being, this whole thing has been packaged together, and it's being said clearly that there is a allocation of 2.2 lakh crores towards health and well-being when you club the expenditures of these ministries. Now, the budget of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, or rather more specifically the Department of Health and Family Welfare, has increased from 65,000 crores to 71,000 crores. So the actual increase in the budget of the Ministry of Health is essentially just around 6 to 7,000 crores. That's the first point, which should be noted. The second is the bulk of the increase when it comes to this entire expenditure of health and well-being comes on account of COVID vaccination. 35,000 crores has been specifically allocated by the government for the vaccination of the 30 crore health workers and frontline workers in phase 1 of the COVID vaccination, which has been pointed out several times. And 35,000 crores has been allocated for this. So a bulk of the increase over the years, of this 2.2 lakh crore which is being pointed out, and this 137% increase which has been pointed out, comes from the COVID vaccination, which is an essential expenditure which had to be made because, of course, the government is stepping up and providing free vaccination to healthcare workers and frontline workers. The other big area of increase is actually coming from the budget of the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, where additional grants have been given for water and sanitation and for health, and the Jal Jeevan mission of drinking water, of providing drinking water to every home in rural and urban areas has been launched, and a large budget has been given there. So, let's not get too bogged down into this 137% increase, etc. It's actually not for the Ministry of Health. Bulk of this increase is going towards sanitation and towards drinking water. Not that those two are not important, they're extremely important and very interlinked with the entire communicable disease and prevention of communicable disease agenda and improvement of sanitation in particular. But let's not get confused that, that is actually an increase of the Ministry of Health's budget. That's not. It's actually a completely different scheme. So this is just to break down what are the big components of this 137% increase that she talked about in her speech. The first is COVID vaccination. The second is the Jal Jeevan mission. And apart from that, small increases in the budget of the Ministry of Ayush and small increases in the Ministry of Health. So this is the overall increase in a nutshell.